The fourth installment. Sometimes we look back and wonder, how did we get here? Well, in the beginning, Tekken was all about the thrill of competition and the joy of mastering your favorite character's moves and the camaraderie of friends challenging each other. It was a vibrant, accessible world where anyone could pick up a controller and join in on the fun. But, like a band-aid, slowly started pulling from the wound. The colorful facade began to reveal cracks. There was more to this universe than met the eye. Namco, the brilliant minds of Tekken, knew it was time to explore the uncharted depths to reveal the darker, grittier side of its creation. They were ready to embark on a journey in the dark side of Tekken. It was a bold step, but a necessary one. Just as we all might face complexities and challenges in life, so must our beloved games. With each installment, Namco started to rip away the band-aid that had hidden the darker storylines and deeper character motivations. Tekken became a world of intrigue, betrayal, and complex relationships. It was no longer just about winning battles. It was about uncovering the truths and facing the shadows within each character. Welcome back to the Retrospective Retrospective. Today we're diving deep into Namco's fourth installment in the Tekken series with Tekken 4. If you're a fan of this content and would love to see more, I've already completed and posted Tekken 1, 2, and 3 retrospectives. Lastly, if you haven't already, I need y'all to punch that like button, click the subscribe button, and kill the notification bell so you never miss out on any new content. Let's dive into this. After the resounding success of Tekken 3, fans eagerly anticipated the next installment from developers. Like any company aiming to capitalize on its success, they decided to create another addition to the Tekken series. However, this installment was special. It marked the franchise's debut to the new Sony PlayStation 2, providing fans with a fresh experience on the Namco System 12. In the year 1999, fans were treated to Tekken Tag Tournament. This game brought several new features, with the most prominent being the tag system. It allowed players to form tag teams by selecting two characters, which could then battle against other tag teams, either AI control or two characters under another player's command in versus mode. Notably, it was still possible to engage on one-on-one versus fights. Tekken Tag Tournament introduced a novel concept known as endurance, although it was never revisited in subsequent games. This installment acted as a compilation of all beloved characters from the PS1 Tekken games. While fans were busy immersing themselves in Tekken Tag Tournament in 2001, Namco was hard at work on their latest system of hardware, the Namco System 246. This innovative system was a development of Sony's PlayStation 2's technology, adapted for use in the arcade system board. It was launched December 2000, replacing the earlier System 11 series, which was built upon the original PlayStation hardware. The Namco System 246 brought more than just traditional arcade controls to the table. It supported interfaces for driving controls, light gun controls, touchscreen controls, and even analog drum controls. Furthermore, it accommodated IC card readers, gamepad ports with PS2 controllers, and facilitated network LAN multiplayer. Games came in a variety of formats, including CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, or were stored on attached hard drives. With the introduction of the Namco system, Tekken 4's arcade version was released in August 2001. Marking a significant moment in the franchise's history. The game achieved considerable success in arcades, leaving fans eagerly anticipating the release for the home consoles. In the case of Japan, the wait was relatively short, as Tekken became available for the PlayStation 2 a mere 7 months after its arcade debut. However, for fans outside of Japan, they had to exercise patience. It wasn't until E3 2002 later that year that they received exciting news that Tekken 4 would soon grace their home consoles. The main promotional slogan for this release was, "A new century in fighting," promising a fresh and exhilarating experience for gamers. Interestingly, while Tekken 4 was being promoted at E3 2002, Japanese players had already been enjoying the game since its release in March 2002. The rest of the world would need to wait until the fall before they could finally get their hands on Tekken 4, but their patience would soon be awarded. Tekken 4 introduced a diverse roster of characters, blending familiar faces with new, intriguing additions. The arcade version, players could choose from a total of 23 characters, consisting of 17 returning fighters and 6 newcomers. Some of the returning characters made a triumphant return after a notable 19-year absence between Tekken 2 and Tekken 3. The game's console version added a pair of characters, both of which were palette swaps of existing fighters, adding a fresh dimension to the roster. Initially, 10 characters were available by default, with the remaining characters unlocked through multiple playthroughs of the game's story mode. Among the newcomers, players encounter a variety of compelling personas. Christie Monteiro, a dedicated capoeira student on a quest to find her friend and teacher Eddy Gordo. Combot, a versatile general-purpose robot created by Violet Systems, with the unique ability to mimic other characters' fighting styles. Marduk, an undefeated Veiled Tudo fighter with a dark past having killed Armor King, who was drawn to the tournament under the lure of Armor King's student King II. Miharu Hirano, Ling Xiaoyu's best friend who adds a unique dimension to the roster. Steve Fox, a promising young boxing champion driven by an unrelenting desire to uncover the mysteries of his own past. Violet, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Additionally, Tekken 4 brought back a selection of familiar faces. They consisted of Bryan Fury, Eddy Gordo, Heihachi MIshima, Hwoarang, Jin Kazama, Julia Chang, Kazuya Mishima, King II, Kuma II, Lee Cholan, Lei Wulong, Ling Xiaoyu, Martial Law, Nina Williams, Panda, Paul Phoenix, and Yoshimitsu. This diverse ensemble of characters offered players a rich, varied experience, ensuring that every fight in Tekken was unique and exciting encounter. So, let's dive into them. Christie Monteiro is a spirited and skilled fighter in the Tekken universe, known for her mastery of capoeira, a Brazilian martial art that combines dance and aerobics with combat techniques. Her journey in the Tekken series is deeply entwined with Eddy Gordo, who served as both her mentor and father figure. Christie's story begins when her grandfather, who was the master that taught capoeira to Eddy Gordo during his imprisonment. After her grandfather's passing, Eddy made a solemn promise to him that he would pass the art of capoeira to Christie. Following his victory in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 3, Eddy fulfilled his vow and began training Christie. Under his guidance, she rapidly developed into a formidable fighter. The legacy of her grandfather's teachings was evident, as she reached a level of skill comparable to Eddy himself in just 2 years. However, their partnership was abruptly disrupted when Eddy left without much explanation. He simply stated, "Those responsible for my father's death must pay," and disappeared, leaving Christie with a deep sense of unease. Troubled by Eddy's sudden and mysterious departure, she embarked on a quest to find him, guided only by the prospect of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 as a potential lead to his whereabouts. Christie's dedication to her mentor and pursuit of the truth and justice make her a compelling character in Tekken 4's narrative. Her strong sense of loyalty and determination drive her actions as she enters the tournament, determined to uncover the mystery surrounding Eddy's mission and reunite with him. In Tekken 4, Eddy Gordo, though playable, is not officially part of the tournament's roster. Instead, it is suggested that he has embarked on a personal quest for retribution, driven by the tragic loss of his father. The absent leaves the Tekken community speculating about his whereabouts and intentions. Meanwhile, Eddy's student and master's granddaughter, Christie Monteiro, steps into the ring, hoping to locate and reconnect with her missing mentor, remarkably playing through Tekken 4 as Eddy yields the same conclusion as Christie Monteiro. This implies a seamless interplay between their narratives, highlighting the close bond between student and mentor. Ultimately, Eddy Gordo's character arc in Tekken 4 is a testament to the depth and emotional renaissance that the series infuses into its diverse roster of fighters. In both their endings, Christie's victory of the King of Iron Tournament 4 is a movement of triumph, with the crowd cheering her on. However, her focus quickly shifts to reuniting with Eddy, demonstrating the depth of their connection. The heartfelt hug shared between Christie and Eddy captures an emotional core of her character, showcasing a bond forged through martial arts, mentorship, and the pursuit of justice.
Great fight, Christie. Hey, Christie, can I get a shot? Congratulations, Christie. How do you feel? Anyone you want to share this victory with? So tell us, what was the key to your victory? Christie!
Eddy! Eddy! Eddy!
Julia Chang is a determined and compassionate character in Tekken 4, known for her deep commitment to preserving the environment in her native homeland. With a background in archaeology, she initially pursued studies as a college student. Her journey takes a pivotal turn when she discovers that her homeland is at risk of being engulfed by an encroaching desert. Driven by the rapidly changing global ecosystem, Julia's devotion to saving her home propels into a new field of ecosystem restoration, where she embarks on research techniques to reverse the environmental damage. Her research, funded primarily by G Corporation, takes place in a high-security labs where all data is stored. However, her life takes a dramatic twist when she learns that her research project has been put on indefinite hold. The Mishima Zaibatsu's attack on G Corporation's research center leads to the theft of all the research data. While Julia has no previous involvement or interest in the Mishima Zaibatsu, she understands that the retrieval of her research data is the only way to prevent her homeland from becoming a barren desert in the near future. Julia's resilience and determination come to the forefront as she delves into her mission. Her search for information on the Mishima Zaibatsu leads her to an intriguing discovery, the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. In the end, Julia's story takes an unexpected turn, emerging victorious in the tournament. She seizes control of the Mishima Zaibatsu with access to her stolen data. G Corporation research into Mishima Zaibatsu's cutting-edge technology. Her dream of reinforcing the homeland takes a promising turn. However, a shocking revelation threatens to derail her aspirations. Julia discovers Dr. Abel's project involving the fusion of human and the devil genes using the genocell. Disturbed by the potential misuse of her research, Julia makes a tough decision. She deletes the files, even though it means sacrificing her dreams of reforestation. This act incites Dr. Abel's anger, resulting in gunfire, but Julia manages to escape the lab. Undeterred, Julia returns to Arizona determined to continue her mission in reforesting her land, even after all those setbacks. Her story showcases her unwavering dedication to the environment conservation and her determination to protect her homeland by any cost.
Genocell was the key. When you attempt to combine the devil and human, the devil cells destroy the human cells, making it impossible to create a viable life form. But when you introduce Genocell, the biological purifying qualities of the Genocell can suppress the devil cell. Remarkable, isn't it? Join us in our research.
This research will be the end of mankind.
What are you doing? Stop! No! Do you want to destroy your dreams of reforestation? You're destroying the future of mankind.
You're wrong. How can that be our future? A world where such horrible things exist?
Stupid woman!
One day, I will reforest this land. I swear it.
Martial Law, a fascinating character, is a blend of resilience and determination. Making a return since Tekken 2, he began as a successful businessman, not only managing newly established dojo, but also owning a nationwide Chinese fast food chain known as Martial China. However, life took an unexpected turn for him when he faced a devastating setback. In a franchise war against a competitor, martial law lost, ultimately leading him to declare bankruptcy. Unable to cope with his failure, Marshall sprawled into a state of depression, finding solace in the numbing gaze of alcohol while slumping on his couch. It seemed like he had hit rock bottom with his dreams shattered and his life in disarray. Then a notice for the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 arrived at his doorstep. This was a turning point in Martial Law's life. With newfound determination, he decided to seize this opportunity to redeem himself. Over the course of a month, he underwent intense physical and mental training, working tirelessly to regain his fighting form. The fire within him that had seemingly dimmed blazed brighter than ever before. In the end, Law emerged victorious in the tournament, claiming the Mishima Zaibatsu fortune. With his newfound wealth, his fighting spirit transitioned towards a different goal, rebuilding Martial China. However, even success in combat couldn't guarantee the success in the culinary world. This story takes a humorous turn as Martial Law's restaurant receives harsh criticism. True to his fighting spirit, he confronts the dissatisfied customers and defends his food passionately, even resorting to physical confrontation. In the end, his restaurant, Martial China, goes out of business, but Martial Law doesn't give up. He returns to his roots, starting his own dojo, Martial Dojo, and it takes the task of training a new generation of martial artists. Martial's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, and his character is a blend of determination, pride, and a touch of humor in the face of adversity.
Man, the food here sucks.
We have to pay for this?
What did you just say?
You heard me. I said this food sucks. You expect us to eat this stuff?
What do you mean it sucks?
This pepper beef is too damn spicy.
What are you talking about? This is good. No. Put more anger into it. Yeah, that's more like it. Lower your stance a bit more and...
Paul Phoenix is a formidable and somewhat brash character in Tekken. Known for his iconic red G and his distinctive hairstyle, after a remarkable run in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 3, where he emerged as the undefeated champion and even defeated the formidable Ogre, Paul's ego was on top of the world. However, his victory was shrouded in controversy. Unbeknownst to Paul, Ogre had transformed into a true Ogre, and the tournament continued after he departed, resulting in a rather anticlimactic end to his triumphant return home. Despite Paul's claim that he was the true champion of the third tournament, few believe his claims. His stubborn attitude and unyielding pride led to a gradual erosion of friendships and admiration. His martial arts dojo, once thriving, lost all of his students and eventually went out of business. In a twist of fate, Paul's life took a new turn when he stumbled upon a newspaper flyer announcing the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Fueled by a burning desire to prove himself as true champion, he decided to put his reputation on the line. Paul was determined to win the tournament no matter the cost. He proclaimed, "This time, I'll be the undisputed champion." Paul's character is marked by his tenacity, confidence, and a sense of justice that compels him to keep pushing his dream. Despite the hardship he faces and the dwindling belief around him, he remains resolute in his quest for victory. In the end, Paul's story leaves players with the impression of a man on a relentless pursuit of glory, unafraid to shed his past and embrace new challenges, as exemplified by his biker attire and the statement, "Ain't my style," in his ending scene.
All right, let's take a cab.
Paul! Hey, Paul! Paul!
Ain't my style.
Kuma, the lovable yet formidable bear, has always been a fan favorite in the Tekken series, known for his quirky personality and undeniable fighting prowess. In Tekken 4, Kuma's character arc takes an interesting turn as he embarks on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. After suffering a defeat at the hands of Paul Phoenix in the previous tournament, Kuma, Heihachi Mishima's loyal pet, has a profound realization. He understood that his domesticated life had disconnected him from his wild instincts, and this separation limited his combat abilities. Determined to rekindle his innate power, Kuma embarked on a journey of self-improvement and enlightenment in the rugged mountains of Aikido. His training regimen in the wilderness was arduous, pushing his physical and mental limits. Kuma's unwavering desire to defeat Paul Phoenix fueled his relentless dedication. During this period, he achieved significant skill growth and even developed his unique fighting techniques, showcasing his adaptability and strength. However, there was one aspect of civilization that Kuma couldn't let go of: his fondness for television. On his occasional visits to the village, Kuma couldn't resist the allure of peeking through the windows of villagers' homes to watch TV. In the second year of his training, Kuma was watching TV through a villager's window when he saw a commercial for the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. His primal instincts for battle were reunited, prompting him to lead straight to the tournament site. He knew that Paul would be there, and Kuma was unwavering in his determination to face and defeat his old rival. In the end, Kuma's relentless dedication and newfound skills led him to victory in the tournament, besting Paul and securing his place as a formidable fighter. However, instead of seeking power or dominance, Kuma's post-tournament goal took a whimsical turn with a triumphant grin. He declared intentions to try his paw at corporate management. In his epilogue, Kuma's playful nature shines through as he tricks Heihachi during a ceremony, symbolizing a lighthearted yet cunning side to his character. His journey in Tekken 4 is a delightful blend of self-discovery, determination, and a touch of humor, making Kuma's character a beloved and unforgettable part of the Tekken universe.
クマよ、その契約書に母印を押すのじゃ。そうじゃそうじゃ。他の力をほれ、まだまだあるぞ。さあ、クマよ。これで最後じゃ。
Panda, a beloved character in Tekken, is not your average bear. She is a diligent and loyal guardian, fiercely devoted to her dear friend, Ling Xiaoyu. After the events of the previous tournament, Panda accompanied Xiaoyu back to Mishima High School. Here, the two spent their days vigorously training, strengthening their bond as both friends and formidable martial artists. However, in the midst of their daily routines, Panda couldn't help but wonder the whereabouts of Kuma, who had mysteriously vanished following the last tournament. The enigmatic circumstances surrounding Kuma's disappearance cast a shadow on her otherwise peaceful days. 2 years later, when Xiaoyu shared her concerns about the announcement of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 and the formidable Mishima Zaibatsu, Panda made a resolute decision. She chose to embrace her role as Xiaoyu's guardian once more, ready to stand by her and protect her from the intimate challenges and dangers that lay ahead. In the end, Panda's unwavering loyalty and commitment to her friend would prove crucial. After emerging victorious in the tournament, Panda selflessly transferred control to the entire Mishima Zaibatsu to Xiaoyu. This act of justice allowed Xiaoyu to bring light to the wrongdoing of the Mishima Zaibatsu and compensate those who had suffered. Panda's final act in her story is a touching one, as she invites Xiaoyu out, and in an interesting moment at the arena, she reveals her true intention. With a picture that includes herself, Xiaoyu, and Jin, Panda's unspoken message is clear. She believes Xiaoyu's strength of determination, and she wants her dear friend to embark on a new journey to find Jin on her own. This heartfelt interaction between Panda and Xiaoyu highlights the depth of their friendship and their profound support that they offer one another. It's a testament to Panda's enduring loyalty and unwavering dedication, and the true meaning of friendship.
ねえ、重要な話って何？え、何？うわー、懐かしい。パンダ、この写真大事にしてたっけ？でも、どうして急に？あ、ジン？わかった。一緒に探しに行くってこと？私一人で？どうして？二人で世界中を探し回ろうよ。やだよ。一緒に行こうよ。そっか。もしかして自分が保護動物だってこと気にして？でも。よっ。わかった。一人で行ってくる。ずっと友達だよ。ありがとう。
Ling Xiaoyu is a multifaceted character in Tekken known for her youthful spirit, optimism, and her quest for self-discovery. A junior at Mishima High School, Xiaoyu initially felt stuck in the monotony of her daily routine. Her life was closely tied to the Mishima Zaibatsu, where she studied and trained. However, everything changed when she received an anonymous email that exposed the sinister intentions of Heihachi MIshima and the dangers lurking around her. This revelation, combined with the disappearance of Jin Kazama, fueled her suspicions about the Mishima Zaibatsu. She couldn't help but believe that Jin, her missing friend, might be the anonymous sender. Driven by her intuition and a thirst for the truth, Xiaoyu decided to enter the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Despite Heihachi's suggestion, she hoped that participating in the tournament would reunite her with Jin and unveil the hidden secret of the Mishima financial empire. Her story takes an interesting turn in her ending, where victory not only surprises many, but also reveals the nefarious deeds of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Xiaoyu's character growth becomes evident when she takes over the organization and decides to make her own dreams come true. She extends a helping hand to her friend, Miharu Hirano, offering her a job within the Mishima Zaibatsu, showcasing her newfound independence and determination. Miharu Hirano is a charming and endearing character. A high school student at Mishima Polytechnical School, she brings a youthful and relatable quality to the roster. Her most notable attribute is her close friendship with Ling Xiaoyu, which adds depth to both characters and their shared story. Miharu's role in the game is closely tied to Xiaoyu's. After players complete Xiaoyu story mode, Miharu becomes a selectable character. This mechanic not only highlights their deep connection, but also rewards players with the opportunity to experience Miharu's unique fighting style. Outside the school's environment, Miharu is depicted as a character who enjoys spending time with Xiaoyu's pet, Panda. This detail showcases her love for animals and adds a touch of warmth to her character, making her relatable to players who share similar affinity for animals and companionship. It's noted that Miharu and Xiaoyu share the same ending. The closing scene hints at a vast theme park, Xiaoyu's building funded by the resource of the Mishima Zaibatsu. This transformation underlines her evolution from a high school student with uncertain ambitions to a confident young woman who takes control of her destiny. Xiaoyu's journey in Tekken 4 is a tale of growth, resilience, and determination to face the unknown, a testament to her evolving character within Tekken 4.
やシャオ、何やってんのよこんなとこで。何やってんのって仕事よ。仕事？座ってるだけじゃないの？ミハルは大学どうなったの？大学？全部落ちた。そう。ねえミハル、うちの会社来ない？は？本気よ。会社ったって何すりゃいいのよ。実はね、ミハルと一緒にやりたいことあんのよ。何？私ね、これから自分の夢は自分の手で叶えようと思って。どうしちゃったの一体。試合が終わってジンに会ったの。何？結局会えたの？そんなこと全然教えてくんなかったじゃん。ジン、その時私に言ってくれたんだ。本当に叶えたい夢があるんなら自分で叶えろって。今は？ジンは？すぐ旅に出ちゃった。なるほど。悲しいお別れがあったわけね。何よ。でもシャオってさ、昔から人に頼ってばっかだったもんね。あんた変わったわ。それでこれから何やんの？あれ一緒に作って。
Bryan Fury is a character in the Tekken series with a compelling backstory that reflects on his unyielding determination, enhanced abilities, and deep-seated grudges. As a former human turned cyborg, he was created by Dr. Abel, a brilliant scientist. Bryan's existence revolves around an unquenchable thirst for power, a desire to extend his life, and an intense loathing for those he believes have wronged him. Bryan's story is driven by the realization that his lifespan is rapidly dwindling. He knows that his only chance of survival lies in the hands of his creator, Dr. Abel, who abandoned him without a second thought. Bryan's animosity is directed not only towards the Mishima Zaibatsu for taking Abel away from him, but also towards Abel himself for abandoning him in his time of need. When the news of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 reaches Bryan, he sees it as his last hope for survival. Despite his impending demise, Bryan's body undergoes transformation, becoming more powerful than ever. This newfound strength is accompanied by an uncontrollable rage that physically manifests itself. Bryan is willing to stake everything on a single aspiration, defeating Heihachi MIshima in the tournament to take control of the Mishima Zaibatsu. With this profound power, he plans to force Abel to upgrade him to the most formidable being in existence. The character of Bryan Fury represents a unique blend of determination, revenge, and relentless pursuit of power. His story showcases the complex relationships and motivations that drive many Tekken characters, making him a compelling addition to the series. In his ending, Bryan is saved by Yoshimitsu, and Dr. Bashanovich offers to mechanize him, expanding his lifespan. In exchange, Bashanovich requests Bryan's original body for his experiments. The ending underlines Bryan's quest for power and the lengths of which he's willing to achieve it, even if it means altering his own existence.
Ah, you're finally awake. Have you any idea who saved you? He did. I'm certain you're wondering why. It's because we need your cooperation. By mechanizing you, I will extend your lifespan. In return, I will keep your original body. You see, the key to defeating Abel's bioweapon is contained within your body. Understand? Well, shall we get started then? This will be the start of a new future for you, as well as ours. When you wake, it will feel as though only a moment has passed, but in reality, a year will have gone by. You will be completely reborn in a new body. All right? Well then, sweet dreams.
Yoshimitsu, the enigmatic leader of the Manji Party, is a character whose actions are guided by a profound sense of duty and compassion. He stands out as a multifaceted character who possesses a strong moral compass and unwavering commitment to helping those in need. As the head of the Manji Party, Yoshimitsu is dedicated to providing humanitarian aid, including food, medical assistance, and shelter to political refugees from around the world. His notable intentions are clear as he seeks to make the world a better place for those who have suffered the ravages of conflict and displacement. However, Yoshimitsu faces the consistent challenge to operate his organization with limited funding and manpower. Despite these constraints, he remains resolute in his mission. When he learns about the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, Yoshimitsu sees the opportunity to bring out a transformation in his organization's fortunes. He envisions a union between the Manji Party and the formidable Mishima Zaibatsu. Recognizing this partnership will provide a financial resources to expand the reach of the humanitarian efforts. He enters the tournament with a sense of purpose, aiming to defeat the powerful and figurehead of the Mishima Zaibatsu, Heihachi MIshima. Yoshimitsu's character is defined by his selflessness and dedication to humanitarian causes and his unwavering determination to serve the future of the Manji Party. His actions are not driven by a personal ambition, but a desire to serve the greater good of humanity. His cunning and strategic thinking is evident in his ending. Demonstrate his resourcefulness and the ability to outmaneuver formidable opponents. Yoshimitsu's character exemplifies the complexity of the human spirit, showcasing how an individual can combine martial prowess with a deep sense of altruism to effect positive change in the world.
大会の勝者はお前だ。だが万事島なんぞに三島財閥は渡せん。お前ら万事島はペテン師集団だ。エスラごとの理想で大衆を先導し、断るごとにわしらの邪魔をする。天網開会、そうにしてもらさず。財務室中央金庫が破られました。万事島のヘリが金庫ごと。何？
Violet plays a pivotal role in Tekken 4, offering a unique perspective on the world of the Mishima family and the King of Iron Fist tournament. As a majority shareholder and de facto leader of the humanoid robot manufacturing company, Violet's life appeared to be one of luxury and leisure, with a mansion in the Bahamas serving as his base. Yet beneath this serene exterior lay a restless spirit, bored by his carefree lifestyle. Violet decides to enter the King of Iron Fist tournament for signaling a profound shift in his career trajectory. Violet's motivations for joining the tournament are multifaceted. On one hand, he seeks to prove himself as a formidable fighter, hinting at a history as a martial artist. On the other hand, there's a deeper, more ambitious reason behind his entry. Violet envisions a utopian world where advanced humanoid robots become the ultimate fighting weapons, serving the will of their human masters. This aspiration drives him to accelerate the development of the prototype of the tournament, viewing a prime opportunity for public relations. Throughout Tekken 4, Violet becomes consumed by his dream of dominating the tournament and achieving his vision for a future with advanced robotic figures. He's not merely a fighter, but a visionary with a unique perspective on the potential of technology in the realm of martial arts. In a climactic moment, Violet sheds his disguise and reveals his true identity as Lee Cholan during a fight with Heihachi MIshima. This twist in the narrative undergoes a complexity of his character as he navigates the blurred lines between public persona and underlying ambitions. Now that we know Violet's true identity, let's talk about Lee. His journey in Tekken 4 is marked by transformation, a quest for vengeance, and ultimately the realization of his own ambition. Lee's story begins 2 decades prior to the events of Tekken 4. He was once part of the Mishima Zaibatsu but was expelled for betraying Heihachi and aligning with Kazuya during the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2. Revenge against Heihachi initially consumed him, but over time, Lee came to the realization that seeking vengeance against an aging man held no purpose. This empathy led Lee to withdraw from the fighting world and relocate into a tranquil mansion in the Bahamas, embracing a solitary existence. His character arc is marked with inner conflict and the emotion of his priorities. Lee's detachment from the world of combat is disrupted when he uncovers suspicious activity within the G Corporation. Following a massive sell-off of his stock, his intuition proves correct as he learns that the Mishima Zaibatsu attack on G Corporation and his search for a crucial component for one of his projects. Concurrently, an announcement for the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 emerges. Lee's fading passion for fighting is reignited by these events. His resentment towards the Mishima clan resurfaces, motivating him to enter the tournament, albeit under the disguise to conceal his true identity. Throughout the tournament, Lee stands as a remarkable and enigmatic figure in the final stage. He addresses the cheering crowd, expressing his ulterior motive, gathering test data for Combot, and promoting its role as the ultimate fighting machine. However, the presentation is marked by Combot's embarrassing technical glitch, leading to an awkward showdown between Lee and the malfunctioning robot.
Thank you all. Thank you for your applause. But winning the tournament was not my ultimate goal. I participated in the tournament to gather test data for Combot and to promote its application as the ultimate fighting machine. I present to you now Combot. Give these nice folks a little demonstration. Damn it.
In a surprising turn of events, Lee triumphs the tournament, achieving his dream and becoming the CEO of the Mishima Zaibatsu. He takes it upon himself to fix Combot's issues, transferring the development project to the Mishima Research Labs, enlisting skilled engineers and investigating substantial resources in creating a second prototype. In the ending, we see Lee in his office where a secretary delivers news about the successful completion of the new Combot prototype, Combot 2. Lee, portrayed with the skityscape behind him, asserts the importance of this prototype meeting specifications. The secretary provides details about the successful combat experiments against Heihachi, highlighting the prototype's formidable capabilities. Lee's satisfaction and chuckle in response to the successful prototype illustrate his ambition. Driven by a desire for control and the whole within the Mishima Zaibatsu, this transformation from a vengeful soul to a leader with aspirations of technological advancement encapsulates Lee Cholan's journey in Tekken 4.
Mr. Lee, the new Combot prototype is finished, sir.
This one better work to spec.
Yes, combat experiments were conducted against Heihachi. 10.23 seconds into the experiment, Combot unleashed a 50-hit combination. Heihachi was completely helpless.
Excellent.
Combot, a remarkable creation in the Tekken universe, is not your typical participant in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Born from the ingenious mind of Lee Cholan, who at the time was donning the disguise of Violet, this multi-purpose robot was designed to be a jack of all trades. It was programmed for everything from mundane household chores to complex military operations. However, what set Combot apart from other robots was his primary function to be the ultimate fighting machine. Created with an incredible capacity for learning and adaptability, Combot was programmed to absorb and mimic the fighting styles of every competitor it encountered as it progressed through the tournament. Its very existence was geared towards a singular objective: victory in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, with the potential prize being the prestigious Mishima Zaibatsu himself. The beauty of Combot's design lay in his ability to imitate techniques and moves of fighters it encountered. However, this capability was not without its limitations. Due to the rushed development within the tight time constraints, Combot was able to fluidly switch between styles. Once powered up, it could only employ the fighting style of a single opponent at any given time. The limitation added an intriguing layer of strategy and unpredictability to its battles. In the climactic ending of Combot's journey, the robot manages to defeat the formidable Heihachi Mishima, signifying its prowess as a fighter. As the arena walls lower and victory becomes apparent, Lee Cholan, or Violet, approaches Combot, applauding its impressive achievement. He confidently announces his intent to seize control of the Mishima Zaibatsu, suggesting a shift in power dynamics. The two characters approach each other in what seems to be a celebratory embrace. However, the plot twist unfolds as Combot's eyes flash and is seizes Lee under one arm, playfully spanking him before dramatically throwing him to the ground. This unexpected twist highlights Combot's dual nature as both versatile and unpredictable fighting machine.
You did well, Combot. Now, the world is mine for the taking.
King II is a character driven by a powerful sense of honor, loyalty, and a burning desire for vengeance. His backstory revolves around the tragic death of his mentor and foster father, Armored King. The profound impact of this loss motivates King to embark on a path of retribution, vowing to avenge the murder of his beloved mentor. King's commitment to seeking justice is evident in his strategic and calculated actions. Using the earnings from a successful career in professional wrestling, he orchestrates the release of Armored King's murderer from Arizona State Penitentiary. King then sets the stage for a climactic showdown, sending the man a plane ticket and a newspaper article featuring the announcement of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. However, the story unfolds. We witness a significant character development in King. Despite his single-minded pursuit of vengeance, he is not devoid of empathy. When faced with the opportunity to deliver a final blow to his adversary, Marduk, who lies helpless in a hospital bed, King has a change of heart. The sight of a portrait of Marduk with his elderly parents prompts King to reflect on his own pain and the fluidity of his quest for vengeance. The moment of clarity and compassion leads King to a profound realization. Revenge is not the answer. Instead of carrying out his initial plan, King places the photograph on Marduk's chest and walks away, sparing his foe. This act showcases King's growth and a deeper understanding of the complexities of justice and forgiveness. Realizing the limitations of vengeance, King chooses empathy over retribution, leaving behind the cycle of violence. His character arc exemplifies the power of forgiveness and the capacity for growth, ultimately affirming that revenge is not the solution to the pain of loss. King's story serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative potential of compassion and understanding, even in the face of profound personal tragedy. Marduk, once an undefeated and respected veiled Tudo fighter in the professional circuit, has a complex and dark backstory that fuels his character in Tekken 4. Despite his remarkable success in the fighting world, his life took a drastic turn when he was expelled from the professional ranks due to his involvement in a minor scandal. Bitter and consumed by his rage against both peers and society, Marduk's life sprawled out of control. His descent into darkness culminated in a violent bar brawl in Arizona, where he killed an opponent. Convicted for second-degree manslaughter, Marduk was sentenced to 10 years in prison. However, his story takes a mysterious turn as he is abruptly released from prison 2 years later. An anonymous benefactor had somehow influenced the legal system to secure his freedom. This benefactor sends a cryptic envelope containing a plane ticket of a newspaper article about the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Throughout the Tekken 4 narrative, Marduk is portrayed as a fighter driven by a deep-seated anger and thirst for redemption. He is a character with a troubled past marked by his expulsion from the professional fighting world and his violent criminal history. The mysterious circumstances of his release from prison and his sudden involvement in the King of Iron Fist tournament adds layers of intrigue to his character. In his ending, Marduk's pursuit of fulfillment continues. Despite winning the tournament, he remains unsatisfied. He encounters a new Veiled Tudo champion named Jeff Slater, and without accepting a formal fight, displays dominance by headbutting the new champion, effectively knocking him to the ground. Marduk's actions reveal his unyielding spirit and his refusal to be overshadowed by anyone in the world of combat.
Craig Marduk? It is you. I used to watch your fights on TV all the time. I'm Jeff Slater, the current Val 2 champion. Hey, has the ex-champ forgotten how to fight? Come on, Marduk, bring it on. It'll be the biggest unofficial bout of the century. The badass reigning champ versus the legend who disappeared in the wake of a scandal. All running away, huh? What, afraid to see legendary fighter KO'd in the headlines?
Don't bother getting up.
Steve Fox is a complex character driven by a dual desire for self-discovery and athletic achievement. As a British boxer and middleweight champion, he shows confidence and determination in the ring. His journey, however, takes a dark turn when he defies a powerful mafia group's orders, setting off a dangerous chain of events. Steve's refusal to throw a high-stakes fight leads to a price being placed on his head, prompting him to flee England. This act of defiance showcases his unwavering integrity and unwillingness to compromise his principles, even in the face of grave danger. His decision to confront the mafia's threats head-on reflects his courage and inner strength. The scar on Steve's arm serves as a tangible reminder of the mystery surrounding his past, motivating him to seek answers about his biological parents and the circumstances surrounding his birth. This quest for identity and origin underscores Steve's vulnerability and the emotional depth that lies beneath a tougher exterior. Upon relocating to the United States, Steve comes to a sobering realization. No matter where he goes, the mafia's reach will eventually catch up to him. This realization fuels his determination to reclaim his place in the limelight, leading him to enter the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. In his pursuit of truth, Steve's path converges with Nina Williams, a fellow combatant with unexpected ties to his past. Their encounter reveals a startling revelation about his conception. Through virtual fertilization from Nina's egg, adding another layer of complexity to Steve's already intricate narrative, Steve's confrontation with Nina in the final moments of his story is a powerful climax, showcasing a mix of surprise, recognition, and urgency. The intervention of Lei Wulong introduces an unexpected twist, leaving the narrative open-ended and leaving audiences wondering about the fate of these three characters. Nina Williams, a central character in Tekken, undergoes a compelling evolution in Tekken 4. Initially, the Mishima Zaibatsu used her as an experimental test subject for cryogenics research, leaving her with a blank slate upon her release. With cryosleep-induced amnesia, she enters the third King of Iron Fist tournament as a woman with no memory of her past or personal relationships. Nina's story in Tekken 4 revolves around her life as a contract assassin. Stripped of her memories and emotional connections, she embarks on a solitary journey, taking on hits for profit. Her life is defined by the ruthless pursuit of her contracts with little room for anything else. The pivotal moment of her storyline comes when she accepts a contract from a mafia organization to target Steve Fox, a world boxing champion. This decision sets the stage for her involvement in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 and reveals her complex, mysterious background. In her epilogue, Lena discovers the shocking truth about Steve Fox. Through her research, she learns that he is her biological son, a result of virtual fertilization using an egg harvested from her while she was in cryosleep. This revelation adds layers of complexity to her character as she grapples with her newfound maternal connection to Steve. The climax of her story unfolds as a dramatic confrontation. Nina aims her sniper rifle at Steve, torn between her mission and the emotional connection she has just discovered. Lei Wulong intervenes, creating a tense standoff. Nina fires at Lei, escapes only to find herself face-to-face with Steve. Lei catches up, and Nina's escape continues, leaving her character in a state of turmoil and conflict. Nina Williams' narrative in Tekken 4 showcases her as a complex character with a mysterious past, driven by her relentless pursuit of contracts but vulnerable to the unexpected emotional revelations that life throws in her way. Her journey in this installment adds depth and intrigue to her overall character arc in the Tekken series.
Freeze!
Freeze! Look out! Thanks.
Lei Wulong, a dedicated and disciplined police officer, is a character whose life revolves around his duty to uphold the law. His strong sense of justice is undeniable, making him a force to be reckoned with in the world of Tekken. However, beneath his unwavering commitment to his job lies a complex personal life that adds depth to his character. Lei's story takes an interesting turn when his live-in girlfriend decides to leave him for his own assistant, leaving him heartbroken in a state of emotional turmoil. This personal crisis, a rare glimpse into his private life, highlights the sacrifices and toll his dedication to law enforcement takes on his personal relationships. Compounding his troubles, Lei experiences a devastating professional setback. He fails in orientation aimed at dismantling a dangerous crime syndicate, and the failure is compounded by the acquisitions of allowing personal affairs to affect his performance on the job. As a result, he faces a 1-month suspension from active duty. It is a harsh betrayal from rivals within the police force who use personal struggles against him. Lei's journey in Tekken 4 is a quest for redemption. During his suspension, he learns of a sinister plot orchestrated by the crime syndicate he failed to bring down. An assassin hired by the syndicate is targeting a boxer participating in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. Lei sees this as an opportunity to regain his honor and prove his worth. Despite his personal and professional challenges, Lei enters the tournament with unwavering determination. Lei emerges victorious in the tournament. He heads to the Mishima Zaibatsu data center to gather information. His pursuit takes him to the Hotel Lian, where a high-stakes confrontation with Nina and her associate, Steve, unfolds. Lei's resilience and commitment shine as he engages in a high-stakes standoff to bring a criminal organization to justice. Lei Wulong's character is a compelling blend of unshakable determination in his professional life and vulnerability in his personal life. His story in Tekken 4 adds layers to his character, making him more relatable and showcasing the intricate balance between his roles as a law enforcement officer and an individual with his own struggles and emotions.
Freeze!
Hwoarang, a central character in the Tekken series, is a fiery and enigmatic Taekwondo practitioner, hailing from Korea. His unique personality and complex background make him a memorable fighter in the series. Hwoarang's early life saw him drafted into the Korean military and assigned to the Special Ops Unit. Despite his undeniable skill and success in various missions, his inclination to defy authorities created constant friction with his senior officers. He found himself yearning for a different kind of challenge, reminiscing about the days as a street fighter and the exhilarating rush of hand-to-hand combat. In particular, he couldn't shake the memory of his intense battle against Jin Kazama. News of the upcoming King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 ignited a fever in Hwoarang's blood that had long lain dormant. He saw this as an opportunity to confront Jin once more and claim the Mishima Zaibatsu for himself. Eager and determined, he made a daring escape from the military to partake in the tournament. In an unexpected turn of events, Hwoarang emerged victorious in the tournament, and as the winner gained control of the Mishima Zaibatsu. However, in a twist that left everyone surprised, he swiftly sold off the Zaibatsu to another company. His journey is far from over. He embarked on a new quest, one he felt compelled to complete. Hwoarang's journey takes a pivotal turn in his epilogue. He and Jin Kazama, their shared history, intense rivalry, and combat, now a driving force, find themselves face to face in a parking lot. Hwoarang, brimming with anticipation, challenges Jin to a fight, determined to settle their unfinished business. Jin initially resists, suggesting that there is no reason for confrontation, but Hwoarang's determination remains unwavering, and an in-game fight ensues.
You're finally here.
So, what do you want?
I never got to fight you at the tournament. I'll take you on right here, right now.
There's no reason to fight.
You ain't got one? Well, I do.
After their intense bout, the two fighters are caught in an intense standoff. Catching their breath from the fight, their meeting is abruptly interrupted by a group of armed soldiers from the Korean military, led by a stern commander. Hwoarang and Jin are faced with the grave situation. They are surrounded amidst the military's looming threat. Hwoarang's unwavering spirit shines through. He taunts Jin with a reminder of their past encounter and challenges to settle the score at the next tournament. The camaraderie between the two rivals is evident in their exchanged smiles. As an artillery shot causes chaos, they make a daring escape, leaving the military in their wake.
Sergeant! Desertion is an offense punishable by court-martial. Give yourself up, soldier!
Oi.
Fire!
Kazama, remember, I kicked your ass back there. Hey, you listening? I'll give you a chance to even the score at the next tournament. You better show up.
Ceasefire!
Jin Kazama, one of the central characters in the Tekken series, undergoes a profound transformation in Tekken 4. His journey is marked by a complex blend of personal turmoil, determination, and a quest for revenge. The prologue of Tekken 4 paints a picture of Jin's training quietly into a small dojo in Brisbane, Australia. He immerses himself in traditional karate, distancing himself from the Mishima lineage, which he despises due to the betrayal he experienced in the hands of his grandfather, Heihachi and his father, Kazuya. This self-imposed exile from the Mishima heritage reveals Jin's fierce determination to erase evil that runs in his bloodline. Upon hearing the rumors of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, Jin's resolve to enter the competition is unwavering. He is driven by an unrelenting desire to confront and vanquish the malevolence that has plagued his family for generations. The journey is one of personal redemption and unwavering commitment to put an end to the Mishima bloodline cycle of violence. During the tournament, Jin's path entwines with both his father, Kazuya, and his grandfather, Heihachi. The story takes a dark turn as Jin faces an ambush by the Tekken Force. Although he fights violently, he eventually is captured and imprisoned in the Hwoarang. This pivotal moment reveals Jin's vulnerability and sets the stage for an eternal struggle with the Devil Gene. In the final stages of the tournament, Jin confronts Kazuya, and their fierce battle is a culmination of their family's tortured history.
Kazama Jin! お前さえいなければ、お前を倒して全てを終わらせる。
After a dramatic showdown, Jin emerges victorious. As he stands over Kazuya's defeated body, Heihachi returns to the dojo to kill him. Jin emerges as the victor of this battle, but begins to transform into a semi-devil state, marked by tattoos and wings. It is a testament to the internal conflict that rages within him. Jin's character reaches an emotional zenith when he stands over his defeated grandfather Heihachi. In a moment of introspection, Jin recalls his mother Jin Kazama, and the vision of her prompts a profound change of heart. He spares Heihachi, demonstrating his capacity for mercy and compassion. In the aftermath, Jin's departure is marked by a striking image, black feathers falling into the ground, with a single white feather among them. This imagery symbolizes Jin's struggle with his inner demons and his ultimate redemption, and his journey towards a new, balanced identity transcends the cycle of hatred and vengeance that has plagued the Mishima family. Jin's character in Tekken 4 is a testament to the complexity and depth of storytelling in the series, where the personal and familiar conflicts are woven into the fabric of the fighting tournament's narrative. His evolution from a vengeful warrior to a character capable of mercy and change adds a rich layer to the Tekken universe.
Kazama Junに感謝しろ。
Kazuya Mishima embodies the complex dynamics of the Mishima family. His story is one of relentless ambition, personal vendettas, and a struggle against his own inner demons. 20 years before the events of Tekken 4, Kazuya faced a pivotal defeat at the hands of his father Heihachi MIshima and was brutally thrown into the mouth of a volcano. Miraculously, he survived the ordeal and returned to life with the assistance of G Corporation, a biotech firm specializing in biotech research. Under the umbrella of G Corporation, Kazuya embarked on a quest to explore the depths of the devil gene within him, subjecting himself to various genetic experiments. His ultimate goal was to master and control the formidable power of the devil gene with the aim of defeating Heihachi and dismantling the Mishima Zaibatsu. The turning point in Kazuya's life came 2 decades later, when the Tekken forces led by Heihachi's organization attacked G Corporation's research facility and successfully stole valuable research data. This unprovoked assault rekindled Kazuya's deep-seated rage and desire for revenge against his father. As he recognized the announcement of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 as a trap orchestrated by Heihachi to draw him out, his determination to crown his father only intensified. Throughout the tournament, Kazuya's inner struggle with the Devil Gene becomes evident. He is acutely aware of the influence that it has over him, which only fuels his resolve to vanquish Heihachi. In the game's ending sequence, we see the tournament officials declare Kazuya as the winner of round 7 by default. Yet, it's evident that something ominous is at play. When he approaches the final stage, Kazuya's transformation into the devil form is disrupted by an unexpected presence. Jin Kazama, another pivotal character in the series and Heihachi's grandson, stands before Kazuya. Jin's devil gene remains dormant, a stark contrast to Kazuya's. An intriguing and intense exchange occurs with Devil taking control of Kazuya's body. As Devil attempts to absorb Jin's power, the unforeseen phenomenon unfolds. Devil is thwarted and Kazuya emerges from his devil form, realizing that unifying their power is possible. This revelation triggers a cinematic battle between Kazuya and Jin, with Kazuya emerging victorious. As he stands over Jin's fallen form, an aura envelops Jin, and the power transfer begins. Kazuya's maniacal laughter echoes and undergoes a complete transformation to his devil form. In a cryptic and ominous conclusion, it is revealed that the entire Mishima Zaibatsu compound, along with the surrounding area, vanquishes without a trace. The truth behind the incident remains shrouded in mystery. Kazuya's character arc in Tekken 4 is a compelling exploration of the complexities of his personality and his unrelenting quest for power and vengeance, all tied to the enigmatic devil gene that courses through his veins. Heihachi Mishima, a central figure in Tekken, embodies an intriguing blend of cunning intellect, ruthless ambition, and unyielding determination. His actions in Tekken 4, driven by a relentless pursuit of power, offer a deeper look into the complex character he has become. In the events leading up to Tekken 4, Heihachi's character takes a darker turn. Fueled by his obsession with obtaining the Devil Gene, he embarks on a quest to capture Ogre, a formidable creature known for its extraordinary powers. He believes that by combining Ogre's genetic material with his own, he can achieve a level of power hitherto unimaginable. However, his initial experiment to create new life form from Ogre's genetic material and his own fails. Heihachi learns that he lacks the crucial Devil Gene required to harness Ogre's abilities. In pursuit of this gene, Heihachi sets his sights on Jin Kazama, who has transformed into a devil during the previous tournament. During his search for Jin, Heihachi makes a shocking discovery. He learns that the body of his son Kazuya Mishima, whom he seemingly killed 20 years earlier, is stored in a biotech firm called G Corporation. This revelation ignites a new chapter in the terminless father-son relationship. Heihachi orders his Tekken force to raid G Corporation in an attempt to obtain Kazuya's remains. However, his mission takes an unexpected turn when Kazuya, resurrected by G Corporation, retaliates against his father's plans. In a sinister twist, Heihachi realizes that to create a new life form he desires, he must acquire the bodies of either Kazuya or Jin, both whom carry the coveted Devil Gene. With an evil grin, he decides to host the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, setting the stage for a terminless showdown. Heihachi's character is marked by his unwavering pursuit of power, even if it means confronting his past and ongoing morally dubious actions. The final scene of Tekken 4 sees him trapping both Kazuya and Jin, using a chain that neutralizes their powers. This dark act hints at Heihachi's willingness to manipulate and or exploit his own family for his ambitions. The subsequent statement about the world entering the Age of Darkness underscores a profound impact of Heihachi's actions on the Tekken universe. Tekken 4 unfolds as a story of family feuds, genetic experiments, and a relentless pursuit of power. It delves deep into the Mishima family terminless history, with Heihachi Mishima and Kazuya Mishima at the center of battle for control and vengeance. The narrative commences with Heihachi's determined efforts to capture the powerful creature known as Ogre, or True Ogre, 2 years prior, which he fails to achieve. This failure drives him to conduct genetic experiments in hopes of creating a new life form by splicing Ogre's genome with his own. However, these experiments prove unsuccessful, leading to the realization that the crucial missing component is the Devil Gene, something Heihachi's own genome lacks. Jin Kazama, who had defeated Ogre in a previous tournament, becomes the subject of Heihachi's pursuit. Heihachi, not one to shy away from ruthless actions, shoots and mortally wounds Jin, only to witness his transformation into a devil. This encounter sparks Jin's escape, leaving his whereabouts unknown. As Heihachi delves deeper into his search for Jin, he stumbles upon a photograph that hints at the return of his long-lost son, Kazuya. This discovery sets Heihachi on a mission to retrieve Kazuya's remains, leading him to a biotech firm, G Corporation. What he learns there about Kazuya's body and genetic research sends shockwaves through the narrative. The Mishima family's confrontations evolve into a high-stakes chase as Heihachi orchestrates raids on G Corporation's facilities to recover Kazuya's remains and research data. Kazuya's resurrection and determination to unite the two sleeves, human and devil, intensify the family's feud. The narrative is marked by action, suspense, and supernatural elements as Kazuya's devil transformation, Heihachi's relentless pursuit, and the mysterious devil gene drive the storyline. The power struggle between the Mishima family members adds layers of complexity and intrigue to the plot. The culmination of the narrative takes place in the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, a tournament Heihachi orchestrates as part of a larger plan to capture Kazuya. The narrative takes a darker turn as characters are captured and chained, leading to intense confrontation between Jin and Kazuya. Heihachi's diabolical plans and the revelation of Jin's inner turmoil and his mother's influence. The narrative explores themes of power, family revenge, and the consequences of genetic manipulation, delving into the complex dynamics within the Mishima family. Tekken 4 marks a significant departure from its predecessors. In terms of gameplay, introducing a range of innovations that have a profound impact on the way the game is played. These changes aimed at making the battles more dynamic and interactive, enhancing the overall experience for players. One of the most prominent additions in Tekken 4 is the introduction of environmental hazards. Players can now maneuver around the area, interact with walls and other obstacles to their advantage, potentially inflicting extra damage on their opponents. These environmental hazards also open up opportunities for juggling opponents, leading to consecutive combos and creating a more strategic aspect of combat. Additionally, the switch maneuver was added, allowing players to escape from cornering situations and turn the tide in their favor. This shift towards a more interactive environment added depth to the gameplay and encouraged players to utilize their surroundings strategically. The game's unique engine underwent substantial adjustments to focus more on the environment, resulting in a slower and more fluid character movement compared to Tekken Tag Tournament and Tekken 3. This change influenced the pacing of battles, requiring players to adapt to a more deliberate and tactical style. The sidestep mechanic, which allowed players to dodge attacks by moving sideways, was nerfed to cover less distance than previous titles. However, the introduction of sidewalking offered continuous lateral movement, giving players more mobility options. The game restricted backwards movements while crouching, and departure from typical mechanics found in fighting games. These adjustments added complexity to character control and strategy, emphasizing the importance of precise movement and positioning. Tekken 4 significantly toned down the effectiveness of combos, making them arguably the weakest in the series. This shift aimed to create a more balanced and strategic combat system by reducing the reliance on long, intricate combo strings. Quick jabs and punches became more favorable in high-level tournament play, and some fans found this shift less satisfying due to the reduced complexity of moves and strategies. The speed of jabs was also varied among characters, with some having a noticeable advantage, further impacting character balance. Characters like Jin Kazama were perceived as overpowered, and they dominate the tournament scene. The character balance in Tekken 4 led to a shift in competitive playstyles and character preferences. Tekken Force Mode in Tekken 4 offers a refreshing departure from traditional fighting gameplay in the series. It introduces a beat-em-up minigame that allows players to step into their favorite Tekken fighters as they engage in intense battles against Heihachi Mishima's Tekken Force soldiers. This mode is reminiscent of the Tekken 3 minigame, but with some notable improvements and distinctions. This mode uses an over-the-shoulder perspective which immerses players in different gaming experience. The unique advantage point adds variety to the gameplay and showcases the developers' willingness to experiment with traditional Tekken formula. In Tekken Force Mode, player must confront wave after wave of Tekken Force soldiers, gradually progressing through 4 distinctive stages. These stages are the military installation, the temple ruins, the corridor, and the Mishima fortress, each offering a distinct and visual gaming experience. These environments, ranging from high-tech laboratory to ancient jungle ruins and a dark temple corridor, bring a diverse array of challenges and atmosphere to the minigame. One notable aspect of this minigame is the diversity of its enemies faced. Tekken 4 soldiers come in different ranks with the organization, each with varying levels of stamina, strength, and combat skill. This variation adds complexity to the combat encounters, requiring players to adapt their strategies to overcome increasingly formidable opponents. Each stage culminates in a boss battle where players must face foes like Combot, Kuma, or Panda, Kazuya Mishima, and eventually Heihachi Mishima. The inclusion of familiar Tekken characters as bosses further connects the minigame to the overarching narrative of the series, enhancing player engagement. Tekken Force Mode in Tekken 4 serves as a compelling addition to the game's core fighting mechanics. Overall, Tekken Force Mode provides a refreshing break from traditional fights and offers players an engaging, immersive experience that showcases the franchise's commitment and innovation to diversity. Notably, Tekken 4 marked a technical milestone. It was the first game in the series to offer progressive scan display mode, which improved visual quality and sharpness. This enhancement was available in both the NTSC and PAL versions, allowing players to experience the game at a higher quality format. In summary, Tekken 4 introduced several groundbreaking gameplay changes. Tekken 4 wasn't necessarily a bad game, but the question is raised, why is Tekken 4 known as the Black Sheep? Tekken 4, while not universally loved, has often been criticized for fans for various reasons, making it one of the less favorite entries in the mainline Tekken series. One of the primary sources of dissatisfaction was the game's roster, as it omitted many popular characters while introducing changes to their designs that were met with disapproval. Additionally, Tekken 4 introduced significant balance issues and gameplay mechanics that deviated from the traditional Tekken formula, which irked competitive players. The roster reduction and design change were noticeable sources of discontent among fans. The absence of characters like Anna and Jack, who have been part of the series for a long time, left players wanting more variety. Some returning characters received controversial redesigns, and Heihachi's outfit in particular was met with ridicule. These roster and design decisions, combined with the relatively smaller character count, left fans feeling underwhelmed compared to the previous Tekken titles. Gameplay changes in Tekken 4 also played a significant role in fan dissatisfaction. The game altered the combo system, making it less potent than in previous iterations. It shifted from a 2.5D to a true 3D plane, rendering the sidestep feature less effective and making crouching and jumping more challenging. The uneven terrain on certain stages complicated attacks, and characters capable of launching opponents into the air for extended combos became very powerful, with Jin being particularly notorious for his dominance. While some fans may point out the roster's smaller size in Tekken 4, the root of dissatisfaction runs much deeper. The game introduced significant alterations in the core gameplay mechanics, which deviated from the well-established Tekken formula. Beyond the roster and gameplay issues, Tekken 4 represented a significant departure in terms of tone and atmosphere. While a darker storyline was appreciated by some, it also marked a shift from the series' traditional, more lighthearted narrative. The game stages and character designs and visual aesthetics were also criticized as being less spectacular, less engaging than previous entries. Tekken 4's atmosphere felt bland and uninspiring compared to the fantastical, memorable environments of past games. In the end, Tekken 4 is seen as a missed opportunity to build upon the solid foundation of the series, with its experimental changes causing a disconnect with fans. While it introduced new characters and offered unique narrative elements, the gameplay and character imbalances, along with the absence of familiar faces, left many players yearning for the experience that they had come to love in earlier Tekken titles. Tekken 4, often regarded as one of the less popular installments in the Tekken franchise, stands out for its unique and distinct tone. While it might not be the best loved entry, it is undeniably the most purposeful one from an artistic standpoint. The game's tone and style set it apart, creating an atmosphere that is unlike any other game in the series. One of the most striking aspects of Tekken 4 is the stage design. The franchise has typically blended the realistic with the fantastical in its stages, offering a wide range of settings from urban locations to ancient temples and even space colonies. However, Tekken 4 leans heavy into realism. Its stages mostly feature a plausible urban settings like a shopping mall or parking garages, and even more unique arenas like the jungle or laboratory are grounded in reality. The game takes a step back from the fantastical even in its final stage, which is an MMA-style cage arena. This shift in stage design enhances grounded atmosphere that Tekken 4 aims to create. The stages in Tekken 4 further reinforce this realistic style through their layouts. Unlike previous Tekken games where stages were scrolled infinitely, Tekken 4 offers sprawling, open maps with interactive elements and uneven terrain. The game design makes it feel like the characters are battling in real-life locations, prioritizing realism over gameplay. While this did lead to some balancing issues, it was instrumental in creating the game's unique identity. Another aspect where the grounded tone shines through is the Tekken character roster. Tekken has always featured a mix of realistic martial artists and more fantastical characters like ninjas, robots, and bears. However, Tekken 4 scales back the roster's primarily focused on traditional martial artists, with a few exceptions. Instead of introducing godlike or demonic bosses, the game returns to its roots, making Heihachi Mishima the central antagonist once again. Even the Jack robots, a series staple, were sacrificed in favor of emphasizing real-life martial arts. While other roster choices were met with mixed reactions, they successfully contribute to the game's more realistic style. The soundtrack of Tekken 4 plays a crucial role in establishing its tone. Unlike previous Tekken games with catchy, energetic tunes, Tekken 4 offers a more low-key soundtrack. While it still features memorable melodies, the score emphasizes repetitive backing instrumentation, which immerses players in the setting of each stage. Some tracks have a dark and slightly eerie vibe that sets them apart from other Tekken soundtracks. Some even include the dynamic elements, with the music transitioning seamlessly when characters are knocked out. This immersion complements the game's grounded atmosphere perfectly. However, what truly cements Tekken 4's tone are the story sequences. The prologues before each character's story mode are rich in detail, explore dark themes such as depression, even more fantastical elements like demonic powers of certain characters are explained using genetics. These prologues use a sketchy art style that are accompanied by intense percussion and wailing guitars, creating an oppressive and unsettling atmosphere. The ending cinematics are notably more excessive than usual, delving into each fighter's story and characteristics through lengthy dialogue, heavy sequences. Even joke characters like Panda receive meaningful, heartfelt stories, while the Mishima's endings take a darker turn. Tekken 4 takes a mature approach to storytelling, a significant departure from the series norms, further bolstering its unique style. The darkness that pervades Tekken 4's narrative is multi-layered and chilling. Take a look at Nina Williams' story, with her being asleep for years and bore a child without her knowledge or consent. Take a look at The Death of Armored King by Craig Marduk and the fact that King 1 was one punch away from being a murderer. The game wanted to take the next step in darker tones of its characters. In the first 3 games, it was only Jin and Kazuya that had an emotional attachment to their narratives, but now it felt like every character had taken a heel turn. At the heart of these grim tales lies Heihachi Mishima's insatiable thirst for power and the disturbing experiments that fuel his pursuit. Heihachi's initial failure to capture Ogre, a formidable creature, sets the stage for the series' unsettling events. Due to return of Enhancer's own power, he orders researchers to collect genome remnants of Ogre's true form, including blood samples, skin tissue, and hoof fragments for genetic experiments. Heihachi's goal is to slice Ogre's genome with his own, a sinister ambition that is driven by his desire for supremacy. However, the grotesque experiment fails, leading to Heihachi's bioengineers haunting realization they require the elusive devil gene to successfully merge Ogre's genetic code with another human being. This discovery adds a darker dimension to the narrative. Heihachi, who lacks the devil gene, identifies a potential host in Jin Kazama, a character whose life is sadly altered. Heihachi mortally wounds Jin, who, in the Thrones of Death, undergoes a shocking transformation into Devil Jin, being of immense power. Jin's transformation is a pivotal moment in the story, and one laden with anguish and malevolence. His flight after defeating Heihachi shrouds his whereabouts in mystery, leaving the characters and the players in a state of discontent. The narrative takes a disturbing turn when Heihachi uncovers a photograph of a burnt corpse, seemingly bearing the characteristics of his son Kazuya Mishima. The corpse deformities such as protruding wing-like limbs hint at unimaginable horrors. Convinced of the photograph's authenticity, Heihachi embarks on a relentless search for the body. A quest unravels. More secrets. The trail leads Heihachi to G Corporation, a cutting-edge biotech firm immersed with the murky world of biogenetics research. Here, the story takes a menacing twist. Heihachi learns that G Corporation is not only in possession of Kazuya's remains, but also using genetic data to create a new life form. The dread that surrounds this revelation is palpable. The game masterfully fuses science fiction and the macabre, creating a tale of genetic experimentation, resurrection, and revenge. The imagery of Kazuya's charred body and the subsequent resurrection cast a deep, eerie shadow over the narrative. The subsequent events on December 25th as Heihachi's Tekken Force raids G Corporation research facilities in Nepal, Nebraska, further enhance the bleak and unsettling atmosphere. The horrific and graphic details of the destruction of the research laboratory, the obliteration of the bottom floors, and the desperate airlifting of data storage adds to the narrative's grim ambiance. The emergence of Kazuya from laboratory in Nebraska, a towering and powerful figure, is a chilling moment signifying the resurrection of one of the series' most iconic characters. Kazuya's goal to unify his human self with the devil gene, a plan driven for his thirst of power and desire for revenge, mirrors Heihachi's ambitions, adding another layer to the story's darkness. As the narrative unfolds, air becomes dense with suspense, making it clear that the power struggle between father and son, Heihachi and Kazuya, is not merely a contest for martial prowess, but a disturbing descent into the abyss of genetic manipulation, experimentation, and malevolence. Reflecting on Tekken 4, I have to say that I absolutely loved this game. Despite all the criticism it received, for me, it remains my favorite entry in the Tekken series. And that's not just the nostalgia talking. The game had an atmosphere and storytelling that set it apart with an incredible soundtrack that, in my opinion, second only to Tekken 3. I mean, Fetus as the prologue theme? It gave even the sillier stories a sense of seriousness and coolness that I appreciated. One of the standout aspects of Tekken 4 was how they reimagined Jin Kazama. They completely remade his character, and it was just so well done. The seriousness and the in-canon tone of the game, with a few expectations like the bare endings, worked wonderfully. It was also the last time we got to see the real Paul Phoenix, before he became a bit of a goofball. The story's direction to make a lot of sense felt well crafted, especially compared to the later entries that we will cover eventually. I was particularly fond of the stages in Tekken 4. With breakable objects and uneven flooring, they added a dynamic element to the fights that I enjoyed. The overall gameplay and fighting experience in Tekken 4 were sublime despite the game's limitations. The Tekken 4 soundtrack for me remains the standout feature. Tracks like Authentic Sky and Fear are just amazing. The Y2K aesthetic of the game's user interface worked really well and left a lasting impact on my taste in the game. Tekken 4 was a bold experiment, and it's a testament to the Tekken Project team's willingness to take risks by changing core elements of the game and its characters. All in all, Tekken might have its flaws, and it received its fair share of hate, but it holds a special place in my heart. The combination of storytelling, atmosphere music, and character reimagining made it a unique and memorable entry in the series. Even after all these years, it remains one of my favorite games. I don't think I'll ever forget the countless hours I spent playing it in my childhood. It had a vibe that no other Tekken game has quite matched. Thank you for joining me in this captivating journey through the world of Tekken. I hope you enjoyed this insightful retrospective. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our latest retrospectives. This is the Retro Phantom, signing out.